And it's looking like it's Boris Johnson's race to lose as another round of voting for the UK's top job takes place this evening. 5 candidates remain in the running.
But it's the former Foreign Secretary who has retained his position as the firm favourite, grabbing more votes from his party than his 3 nearest challengers combined. He also took part in a live televised debate after avoiding the first one over the weekend.
We must come out on the 31st of October, because otherwise I'm afraid we face a catastrophic loss of confidence in politics. We've already kicked the can down the road twice.
And 4 others remain in the running: Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt, Environment Secretary Michael Gove, Interior Minister Sajid Javid and International Development Minister Rory Stewart.
Brexit hardliner Dominic Raab was knocked out, just 3 votes short of the 33 votes needed to keep him in the race. Now for more on this, let's cross over to Ollie Barrett in London. Ollie, is Boris Johnson unstoppable at this point, or could we still have a surprise result?
You never know over the course of the next few weeks, assuming that Boris Johnson does make it to the final 2, and that then goes to the party's membership to decide over the next 3 or 4 weeks. Anything could happen in that period: a mistake on the campaign trail, a comment that goes unguarded, or some story that's dug up. Politics is incredibly unpredictable in the UK at the moment, so Boris Johnson certainly won't be counting any chickens, but it does look almost certain that he will make that final 2. Something earth-shattering would have to happen in the coming hours for him to not make it through to the final pairing, because he already has enough votes from Conservative MPs to make it to that point. The question really now is about who's going to come second behind him and therefore be in that final pairing, that final choice for the party's members to decide over the next few weeks.
Ollie, what do you make of Rory Stewart beating the odds to secure more support in yesterday's vote? Are lawmakers, do they want a different policy when it comes to Brexit?
I think that's part of it. There are certainly some lawmakers in the Conservative Party who feel that candidates like Boris Johnson are too hard line when it comes to Brexit. They also feel that Rory Stewart is offering a more honest picture of how Brexit can be handled. You have candidates like Boris Johnson saying we must leave the European Union on October the 31st, but they're not saying exactly how they can guarantee that date as the Brexit date, because we may well see the European Union refuse to negotiate any further with whoever is the new UK Prime Minister. We certainly don't have a lot of time for any negotiations, if there are any. And we've also had many MPs in the House of Commons here in London promising to block any no-deal Brexit if that is the way that a future Prime Minister goes. So it's hard for Boris Johnson and some of the other contenders to explain how they're going to get Britain out of the European Union towards the end of October. And Rory Stewart, some MPs feel, is being a little bit more upfront about the difficulties that the next Prime Minister is going to face. All of that said, it's still very, very unlikely that Rory Stewart stands a genuine chance of being the next leader of the Conservative Party and therefore the next UK Prime Minister. But he's certainly ruffled some feathers in this race and won some new friends.
All right. Ollie, thank you very much for that. Ollie Barrett there talking to us from London.